tell y'all, I've been looking for a new job because I'm sick and tired of the job that I'm fucking at. And I really don't care. Honestly, I don't care. These jobs do not pay enough for what they be wanting you to do. And honestly, it's like, are y'all employers, are y'all paying attention to the cost of living out here? Are you paying attention to the fact that these groceries everything has gone up, but our pay? I'm sick of going to work I'm sick of going to work and I can barely pay my bills at the end of the month. These fucking jobs, like, they be wanting you to bust your ass, go above and beyond, be there 6 days a week from 8 to 5, missing doctor's appointments, can't do with your mother life but work for crumbs. And I'm fucking sick of it. We got kids out here, we got life out here, life in. This shit is just not adding up, and y'all wonder why scamming, getting in the streets, selling, doing what the need to do to make ends meet. Y'all wonder why. Like, y'all wonder, if this shit is not realistic out here, and I'm really sick of it. Like, I want to buy a house. I want to do all of that shit. But goddamn, I can't even save $1 because shit is expensive out here. These jobs don't want to give no raises, and the new jobs ain't paying shit. Entry-level positions starting at $16 an hour for a bachelor's degree. Man, $32,000 a year, $35,000 a year, that's nothing. It's nothing. I'm sick of it.
I relate to this video.
I want everybody to keep something very clear in mind as we head into the 2024 election year. When you start getting all of the unsolicited text messages, emails, actual mail, seeing all of these commercials of these career politicians worth billions of dollars trying to say, please donate to my re-election campaign. Donate to your own self. I'm out here trying to save $1.50 on toilet paper.
Guys, serious question right now. How are we supposed to live? I don't even want to talk about the gas prices right now. We already know that if you ask me to go out and it's not within walking distance, don't even ask me, bro. But have you guys tried to move or buy a house? Never mind co-signer. These guys want a urine sample from my nonna, for fuck's sakes. You go and rent the place in Etobicoke, you know, the place that's listed as the city but is not the city. Yeah, you go there and they're like, hey bro, we're gonna need $3,500 a month, a stool sample, a reference letter from every principal to every school you went with, a blood sample, and no pets. Okay, it's not affordable to have kids, but we can't have any companionship in our lives. What the fuck is going on here? Don't even get me started on groceries, eh? I went out to go buy aged cheddar the other day, okay? And this thing is not that aged, okay? It's about as aged as yesterday's fucking dump. $21. It's either get this aged piece of cheddar or go see the new Batman. I took the cheese. I spend $200 a week on groceries and I eat like a diabetic cat training for the vegan Olympics, okay? I'm eating canned sardines and frozen blueberries. Get the fuck out of here, bro. I'm buying protein powder in 6-gallon drums. People come over, they go, bro, what are you feeding, a German Shepherd in here? What is that? You feeding a horse? I say, no, actually, I'm fasting till 2 p.m., then having a shake at lunch to keep me satiated till the dinner that I purchased that cost me $50.
The elites are really getting out of bound. And, I don't know, this is something like crazy which is really happening, and the depression that America is going in is real, and I don't know who will come to salvage these from these greedy people. And it's been crazy. It's been really crazy. And I remember trying to do a number of videos that I've talked about which tries to portray the United States in a different way, right? Now, why are American elites or corporates getting out of bound, making life so hard for people in America? Why is this happening? You know, somebody will ask you this question. Some people will say openly that is greed. Some people will say that there is so much happening in the United States. Some people will say that this is just general inflation. Some people will give different reasons, that the power of dollar is declining, and explains a number of things that when you go to the shop, the things that you used to buy, and the same amount of products that you used to buy, you get them reduced. I'm talking about shrinkflation. Either the prices are up and the quantity has been reduced. Maybe this quality has also been reduced. That's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about shrinkflation. So why are we still having these happening? A person will ask themselves this question. And you know, it is really, really hard time to everything which is happening in the United States. There is so much pressure that has been put in that place. And very soon, you'll be going to your election, and there's so much chaos. There's so much, a lot of things are really, really happening. Some people are looking into it that we need to make America great again, make America come back to what America was. This is an embarrassment. This embarrassment is understatement for the United States. If you see how people are crying about the cost of living, if you see the number of people crying about not being employed, if you see the Gen Z is trying to explain why they can't even get to work, the work itself it's tiring, the work it's not paying. Other group of people also doesn't have the work. The work doesn't pay well the way they want, right? So there have been a number of things, The increasing difficulty of life of many Americans are marked by high costs of living and inflation have contributed to several interrelated actions and policies by American allies and corporations, So there are several reasons that exacerbate the struggles of people that we are seeing today. And this is a presenter Eugene Tech Stories, and today we are going to look deep into that. I'm not a student who took economy, but I'm going to use the perspective of a social science student. Of course, there's a part of economy that still is there, but how are these, social economic dynamics taking place today? How does it fuel change? Are people accepting the change? Because every society is subject to change. So join me today in presentation as we are going to look at how people are really struggling, and I'm going to give you a new perspective on why I think this is all happening. Join me in today's presentation as we dive right into the video. I'll be back with my commentary as usual. If you're watching this video for the first time, I'll ask you to subscribe to the channel. I'll ask you to join my membership and really get to see what I can offer you. Until then, let's dive right into the video.
I want everybody to keep something very clear in mind as we head into the 2024 election year. When you start getting all of the unsolicited text messages, emails, actual mail, seeing all of these commercials of these career politicians worth billions of dollars trying to say, please donate to my re-election campaign. Donate to your own self. I'm out here trying to save $1.50 on toilet paper.
Guys, serious question right now. How are we supposed to live? I don't even want to talk about the gas prices right now. We already know that if you ask me to go out and it's not within walking distance, don't even ask me, bro. But have you guys tried to move or buy a house? Never mind co-signer. These guys want a urine sample from my nonna, for fuck's sakes. You go and rent the place in Etobicoke, the place that's listed as the city but is not the city. Yeah, you go there and they're like, hey bro, we're gonna need $3,500 a month, a stool sample, a reference letter from every principal to every school you went with, a blood sample, and no pets. Okay, it's not affordable to have kids, but we can't have any companionship in our lives. What the fuck is going on here? Don't even get me started on groceries, eh? I went out to go buy aged cheddar the other day, okay? And this thing is not that aged, okay? It's about as aged as yesterday's fucking dump. $21. It's either get this aged piece of cheddar or go see the new Batman. I took the cheese. I spend $200 a week on groceries and I eat like a diabetic cat training for the vegan Olympics, okay? I'm eating canned sardines and frozen blueberries. Get the fuck out of here, bro. I'm buying protein powder in 6-gallon drums. People come over, they go, bro, what are you feeding, a German Shepherd in here? What is that? You feeding a horse? I say, no, actually, I'm fasting till 2 p.m., then having a shake at lunch to keep me satiated till the dinner that I purchased that costed me $50.
Man, I would love to just go to the grocery store again, like one time, without getting depressed. That would be freaking awesome. Just, you remember the days like when you were a kid and you could go to the grocery store and you didn't care about prices, and your mom or dad probably tell you, no, we can't afford it, but you thought they were just screwing with you. But really, they probably couldn't afford it because even back then it was way cheaper, but it was still tough to afford everything. I just left the grocery store, and every time I'm in there now, man, I just get sad. I get depressed. Everything is overpriced. Even when I get cheaper options, it doesn't seem to matter. Stuff is crazy right now. I don't know how any of you guys are surviving, especially if you don't have like military commissaries to go to, and even they are overpriced in some things. But I mean, what are you gonna do? I guess we'll just keep being depressed for the time being. Every time we go, we'll keep making our sacrifices to the corporate overlords, and man, are they a greedy bunch. They are so greedy.
Total is going to be $12.99.
Oh no, I just want the single water, not the bundle.
It's $12.99 for the single.
Are you sure? That's really expensive for one water.
Inflation.
Great. Well, I'll take this toilet paper too.
Total is now going to be $56.75.
$56.75? That can't be right.
Actually, you know what? You're right. That's not right.
That's what I thought.
It's $300.
What?
Well, it was $56.75, but because of inflation, it went up to $300.
That's ridiculous.
Just went up another $300, so you might want to purchase quick.
Okay, all right, fine. Here, just bring up this bread real quick.
Total with the bread plus tax is going to be $37,000. Now, is that going to be cash or credit?
So let me get this straight. You want to take out a $37,000 loan for groceries?
Inflation. That makes sense. You're approved.
This grocery bag, one bag, and these chips all together were $210. So the thing with Canada and why I cannot wait to leave this country and why so many people are leaving this country is because, let's start with a little bit of history. Canada has always been known as peacekeepers, and this kind of translates into, Mama, all of this was $210.
I know what you mean. I know what you mean.
I barely got anything.
But
Okay, so I'm gonna continue making this video. So, Canada traditionally known as peacekeepers, but the reality is this type of mentality goes within the community as well, where people are docile and they believe everything the government says and they just comply. So as inflation gets higher, as only things get worse, people are just like, If you're wondering why so many people are leaving this country, it's the insane grocery prices. Our jobs do not mimic the lifestyle or what we are trying to live, and I don't think that anyone should I don't think anyone should sacrifice their well-being to be able to buy groceries. Yes, I bought stuff from a more expensive place called Healthy Planet, so it is going to be more expensive, but it still should not be $210. And I don't think any human should have to sacrifice putting chemicals and shit onto their body and into their body just so they can be able to make ends meet, just so they can be able to eat and live. We should this is modern day slavery, guys. Modern day slavery. We go to work, we work insane amount of hours, and our paychecks don't even meet the healthy lifestyle we want. So many people have to go consume things that are making them sick and things that are going to make them sick in the future. That's my event for the day. So if you want to leave Canada, this is your sign. Do it. I lied. It was 213. Crazy times we're living in.
This British Columbia customer service?
Yes, it is.
It's too expensive to live there. I don't want to live there anymore. I'm going to move out. Just letting you know.
You want to move somewhere cheaper? Where are you going to go? Hey, Ontario. Hey, what's happening, BC? This guy wants to live somewhere cheaper in Canada. Let's call Alberta. Yeah, let's call him. Hey, Alberta. Yeah! This guy wants to live somewhere cheap. Where are y'all gonna live? Saskatchewan? Did somebody say Saskatchewan? Ugh. Oh, man. Ugh. Get out of here, you bunny huggers. Ugh. Ugh.
Has anyone noticed that it's literally becoming impossible to live a normal life because of the inflation that's going on? Literally, our rent payment used to be $800. 2 bedroom, 2 full bath. $1,400. $1,400 is what we pay now. Used to be $800 just a few years ago, and now it's $1,400. Go figure. My auto insurance, gone up 28%. Again, go figure. Inflation. Don't let me forget to mention electric bill, $300. For what? For what? It's ridiculous. It's crazy. Now the icing on the cake, I feel like I go to the grocery store. Okay, I go to Kroger. I feel like I go in there with $100 and I come out with a gallon of milk and 2 pieces of toast. And not even the good pieces of toast. You know.
In 2024, do you ever stop to think about the fact that we are being preyed upon by a parasitic corporate class that keeps raising the prices arbitrarily on goods we need to buy, like eggs and bread? In fact, everything on our grocery list, past the point of inflation, as we keep learning from juries and court documents and bombshell reports and earnings calls by CEOs to their shareholders where they declare record profits. Meanwhile, these same corporations, despite said record profits, don't have the money to raise their employees' paychecks and in fact need to lay off dozens, hundreds, thousands of employees because there is no steeper business cost than human life. So the wealth gap keeps climbing as fewer and fewer people are able to maintain savings accounts, and we're all asked by politicians to anticipate retiring at the age of 70, 75, 80 as the middle class entirely evaporates, and we anticipate in the next few years the emergence of the world's first trillionaire. All the while, a climate crisis is no longer looming at our doorsteps, but is here, burning and flooding its way into our lives. A crisis not primarily driven by individuals and our consumption of plastic straws or trips to the gas pump, but by these same corporate profiteers driving the price up of everything from eggs to streaming services, for whom the consumer is no longer you and me at the checkout counter, but the shareholder, who buys, the more the line goes up. Rising prices, rising temperatures, rising retirement age.
Alright, just gotta pay for my and then I'm out of here. Jesus Christ! Hey, what seems to be the problem, sir? Yeah, I think your machine's broken. It's saying my groceries are $400. Yeah, no, that'd be correct, sir. So you're gonna fix this or what? No, sir. Due to inflation, we had to raise the prices of literally everything just to keep our doors open. Like of what? Well, milk and eggs are $40. What? Each. Like I said, what? I also noticed you got healthy food, which is way more expensive than unhealthy processed food for some reason. Boom, we're already at $300. What the? And then, of course, we gotta tack on all the fees. What? You guys have fees now? This is 2024. We have fees, sir. So first there's the shipping and handling fee. What? But I'm the one that drove here to pick it up. No, that's just for simply putting it on the goddamn shelf. Then we got the shopping fee, the shopping cart fee, the shopping while using a shopping cart fee, a around an aisle 5 fee. Around an aisle 5 fee? Yeah, you're spending a lot of time down there. I don't know what the you're doing. I couldn't find the bread. Well, you should probably find a second job because I'm still not finished yet. Oh my god. Now, did you ask one of our employees for help earlier? Yeah. Did you know that we charge for that? Could you? I was meaning to ask you guys earlier if you could charge more for that. Of course we can, sir. Now go ahead and insert your card and tip your checkout machine whenever you're ready. What? Why would I tip a machine if I did all the work? Machines work hard too, sir. What? Okay, fine, I'll just put 0 then. No problem here. Ladies and gentlemen, if I could direct your attention to the self-checkout line, we have a poor piece of shit. I repeat, we have a poor piece of shit in the self-checkout line. I'm going to McDonald's.
Hi. Yep. 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 US Happy Meal.
Hey, love?
Yeah.
I was wondering if you could change out some ones for larger bills.
That's a lot of singles. What'd you do? Pick up a shift at Dollar Pole?
That's $1.25 pull.
You know, it all culminates down to people want to put a lot of money in their pocket. Look at people want to profit maximization. You know, they don't even care about public welfare. It's about profit maximization over public welfare. At the end of the day, a person has taken their money and put in their pocket. They're gone, right? So corporations driven by profit motives often prioritize shareholder returns and executive compensation over well-being of workers and consumers. This focus on maximizing profits often results into cost-cutting measures that disproportionately affect the general population. These measures include wage stagnation, price increases. When the wage that a person is being paid, remember inflation is happening in America. This translates that any person who is paying their worker, they need to increase the wage, right? But when the wage doesn't increase, what does this mean? It means that the life of these people can't increase. Rather, they'll have to cut down some things. They'll have to cut down the cost of some things. They'll have to stop consuming some things in their community, right? So when we have a small group of people, and these are the elites, a small group of the people who want to put a lot of money in their pocket. They want to fund different things that you and I know what they're funding, right? You as a citizen, you are the one who will be paying for that. And how are you going to pay for that? Because they need money to fund all the things that they're doing, be it political, be it social, be it economical. You know very well, right? So I'm just going to be giving an example. During the COVID-19 pandemic, several large corporations, such as those in the food, healthcare, and tech sectors, reported profits. Remember, this is a pandemic, but large corporations which were dealing with health, food, they got a lot of profits from that. You see, while many Americans faced job losses, reduced incomes, instead of adjusting prices to help consumers, ironically, corporations often pass on higher costs to them, deepening economic hardships. You're not surprised, right? You are not surprised that this is really happening. And it's true. It's really happening, you know. So definitely it's really happening. So the second thing that I'll also be talking about is monopolistic behavior and lack of competition. And some people will tell you, today you go to a store, you find a products which don't have competition, they will always spike high. The products will always spike high because definitely they don't have competition, and that's a monopolistic behavior. That's a feature of a monopoly market. When the prices, people don't have a competition to the prices that they are selling or anything that they are dealing with, most definitely they will have the upper hand of just pricing the goods the way they want. Now, people are being advised to look at alternatives, to cut down. If it's something that is not basic or primary, they can always cut it down and, you know, have something that they can deal with so much easily. So over the past few decades, many industries in the US have become dominated by large companies. This has led to decreased competition, which allows corporations to raise prices without fear of losing market share. In many sectors, the lack of competitive alternatives means consumers are forced to pay higher prices for essential goods and services. So you realize how crazy it can be. Now let's look at these notorious sectors. The two notorious sectors are healthcare and technology and consumer goods. Those two sectors, they are the notorious sectors. Now let's look at the healthcare sectors. The healthcare sector in the US is notorious for monopolistic practices, where insurance companies, pharmaceutical companies, and hospital systems consolidate power, allowing them to set high prices with little pushback. And there is nothing you gotta do about it. That's the most painful part. Let's talk about technology and consumer goods. Companies like Amazon, Google, Walmart dominate their respective sectors, using their market power to drive out smaller competitors and dictate pricing, often to the detriment of consumers and small businesses. That's how it can be. And the most prevalent example that I'm going to be giving is the pharmaceutical industry in the United States. This pharmaceutical industry has been seeing rampant increase in prices for essential medications, with companies raising drug price by hundreds of percent, despite the absence of corresponding increases in production costs. And that's painful, that's sick, that's inhuman, because medication should be basic. That's one thing a person should get. One's health reflects one's wealth, right? So it's really been happening. The third thing that I would like to talk about is corporate control over policy and regulation. They are the one who have the power to control everything. The policies that they give you, they regulate everything, right? So corporate influence in American politics plays a significant role in shaping policies because they don't even pay taxes. They are the one who regulates all these things, you know, in shaping policies that benefit elites while making life harder for ordinary people. Through lobbying, campaign, donations, and political actions committee, that's the PACS, corporations exert substantial influence over lawmakers and regulators. This has led to 1. Deregulation. Many industries have been deregulated in ways that prioritize corporate interest over consumer protection. For example, the rollback of environmental protections benefit corporations but often results in higher healthcare costs and degrade quality of life for people living in affected areas. Tax breaks for wealthy. I've been talking about this for the longest time. Tax breaks for the wealthy. The tax policies in recent years, like in the year 2017, the Tax Cuts and Job Acts, disproportionately benefited the wealthiest individual and corporation. These tax cuts, rather than stimulating broad economic growth, contributed to increased wealth inequality and a reduction in public investment in infrastructure, education, and healthcare. What happened in the 2008 financial year, you know very well, this is so historic in the United States. The influence of financial sector led to the rollback of key regulation established after the year 2008 financial crisis. This allowed banks and financial institutions to engage in risky practices, potentially setting the stage for future economic instability. You know what? Inflation and shrinkflation. Inflation has been a major issue in recent years. Major issue in the recent years. And you've had people complaining about this. You've had people talking about this, right? With the costs of basic goods and services rising faster than their wage, there is a mismatch between the increase in goods and services and payment or the wage. While inflation is partly driven by external factors like supply chain disruption, geopolitical tension, for example, the wars which are really happening, many corporations have taken advantage of the situation to further increase prices, even when not directly affected by these issues, So it's really, really crazy. Food prices in the US have surged, with companies raising prices due to inflationary pressures. However, many of these companies report record profits. Really, really crazy, suggesting they are passing higher costs to consumers while protecting their own margins. This is really, really crazy. These people are really, really greedy. I don't know how I'll call them, Housing crisis and corporate real estate investments. They are also in the real estate. That's why you're hearing people complaining about the prices of housing and everything. They're just spiking everything. And they're in different sectors. Today they are in the real estate and the housing, making it having the really housing crisis to people who are renting houses in the United States. Housing costs have soared in many parts of the US, driven part by corporate investment in real estate. Large investment firms like BlackRock and private equity groups have been purchasing significant numbers of single-family homes, often outbidding individual buyers and turning homes into rental properties. This drives up home prices, making it more difficult for Americans to afford housing. We have rising rents. People have been complaining about the rising rents. As more homes become rental properties, rents have increased across the country, especially in major urban areas. For working class families, rising rents combined with stagnant wages mean a large portion of income is spent on housing, leaving less for essential needs. This is just mind-blowing. This is just crazy. This is just something else that, you know, really, really crazy. And I pray for America, that God make America great again, right? And you have the right, you have the power to change everything. The power is in your hand as a person who is going to vote. I'm not gonna decide for you that. You know very well what you're gonna be doing, you know. So globalization and outsourcing as another talking point that I'm gonna be talking about. The outsourcing of manufacturing and jobs to countries with cheaper labor has been key driver to job loss. America, it's outsourcing and it's replacing workers who are in the United States, bringing people that they can pay less, leaving these other people poor. This is a tactic that the corporates have used to really make it hard for, you know, people. While globalization has allowed corporations to cut costs and increase profits, it has left many American workers, particularly in the manufacturing, without stable, well-paying jobs. The decline of unions and the weakening of worker protection have also made it harder for employees to secure good wages and benefits. For example, the decline of the American manufacturing industry, particularly in the Rust Belt states, has led to economic devastation, like cities like Detroit and Cleveland, where factories that once provided stable middle-class jobs have closed or moved overseas. The seventh one is speculative financial practices. Many American elite and corporations engage in speculative financial practices such as stock buybacks, which inflate stock prices but do little benefit work or consumers. Instead of reinvesting profits into wages, innovations, and infrastructure, corporations often use excess profits to buy back their own shares, enriching executives and shareholders but leaving the broader economy struggling. This is what happened in the year 2018. The US corporation spent over 800 billion on stock buybacks, a practice that inflates executive compensation, which is often tied to stock performance, but does little benefit to the average worker. And that's how greedy the corporates are. I hope we all get to learn from the videos that I'm presenting you. If you're watching this video for the first time, I'll ask you to subscribe to the channel. I'll ask you to join my membership. Really get to see what I can offer you. Until then, let's meet in my next video. Peace, love, and harmony. Salute.